Good morning. Today is April 2nd. Gotta pay rent today. So, today I want to make a video without any crime going on in the background. I want to talk a little bit about toxic families, toxic kids. So, had a situation yesterday with my daughter. I've got a daughter. She's an adult. She's got children of her own. And, well, first things first, I'm making a diamond art today. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, it actually looks better on the video than it does in real. But I'm working on I already did the bottom half. Lock, shock, Santa. So this morning I'm working on Sally, and then I'll be working on Jack. I got this off of Amazon for like $10. I like doing these because they're time consuming and, you know, I don't have to think too much. Just put the beads on the numbers. So I want to talk about toxic children today, and I'm not sure if I'm in the right or if I'm in the wrong, but raising my daughter was not easy. And I wasn't the best parent in the world. I didn't have the best parent in the world, best parents in the world raising me. So, you know, that's something that we don't think about before we have children is, you know, what kind of fucked upness are we going to pass on to our children? And we definitely don't think about that. And there was a lot of anger in my household when I was growing up. My mom and dad fought a lot. There was a lot of yelling and screaming, violence. My mom would throw things at my dad. Plates, ashtrays, bottles, cups, glasses, whatever she could get her hands on. And so that's what I grew up in. Just the screaming and the yelling, the violence. So unfortunately, raising my daughter, I've got my front door open, and although the street's not very busy, it can get busy at times. So, raising my daughter, I did a lot of screaming and yelling, unfortunately for her. And so she became very withdrawn and I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, she just didn't know how to defend herself. I wouldn't allow her to defend herself. She was just made to listen to me scream. And, you know, kind of like the way I was made to listen to my parents scream. Although it wasn't directed at me, it was still, you know, in my earshot. So my daughter and as she got older, I stopped. I didn't feel the need to do the yelling anymore. When she was a kid, I did that mostly out of fear. Fear because I was afraid something was going to happen to her. Fear because, I didn't know the world is so fucked up anymore. And you just, I went through some things as a kid that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, males as well as females. But there were things that went on in my household that kids shouldn't have to deal with at that age, And I didn't want my daughter to have to go through anything like that. So that was my way of keeping her safe. She didn't have to go outdoors to get any kind of abuse. I didn't realize that I was doing the abusing indoors. It was never physical. It was always just yelling. That was how I got my point across. And so, unfortunately, I didn't realize what I was doing, and it fucked her up. And although she was a good kid, and I thought was she's smart, book smart, but relationship-wise, she was in some pretty bad relationships. And so she ends up having a couple kids, married a couple of times, and the older she got, the mellower I got. And then when she started having kids, I was, she's an adult now. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to tell her how to live her life. She's made the choice to become a parent. And so I just kind of laid back and I just let her live her life. I didn't tell her what to do with her kids. I didn't tell her what to do with her life. I just would encourage her to, make sure that you're spending the quality time with your babies, and they grow up so fast. And then of course I spent with my oldest granddaughter. I spent every free moment I had with her. I was just in awe of her. Just such a beautiful baby, and a great kid. She really was. She really is still. But I was just in awe of the whole grandparent thing. And so my daughter ends up, like I said, having 2 kids. And I was never one to really pry in her relationships because it's not my business. Her business is her business. Her relationships are her relationships. And, I can't tell her how to live her life. She's got to figure that out on her own. I didn't even know how to live my own life. I had to figure that out on my own too, so. She ends up getting into a relationship with her youngest daughter's father. And he was physically abusive to her, which I did not know. And although I would be there at her house all the time, I would, he was always there. So the only thing I noticed in her life was her house was always a disaster. I mean, it was just dishes piled up in the sink, clothes piled up in the washing room. Things were not clean. And, but I just figured she's got 2 kids, she's got a husband, and, so things get busy, shit, it's what it is, I'm not going to judge her on that. The kids were taken care of, they were fed, they were happy, and, that's kind of how I would look at things. So, I get a phone call in the middle of the night, and my daughter's telling me that she's crying, of course, and telling me she's leaving her husband, and she was on her way to my house, like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Of course, it's an hour and a half drive. So, I'm, of course, beside myself, not knowing. She said he tried to kill her, and so I'm just beside myself, not knowing what's what. How the kids, how's everything going? How is she? Is everybody okay? And that's all I kept thinking the whole time. And that was the longest hour and a half of my life. So she gets there, and she's a little knocked up. Some bruises and red marks, and kids are tired and they don't know what's going on. So she ends up moving in with me, her and the girls. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. So her and the girls took a room, and things weren't bad. We did fight every once in a while, which is normal when you're in a small household with a bunch of people. But, so, I still don't know how to be a parent, I really don't. I don't know to be a friend. I don't know to be just a parent. I don't know to interfere, butt in. My mother is a very manipulative woman, and she gets what she wants by manipulation. And I try not to do that. I don't think that I do that, but my daughter could say something totally different. I try not to use guilt or fear or, I basically just want her to live her life. I want her to figure it out, be a grown-up. But, there comes a time in your life when you just want common respect as a parent. My daughter's never been one to return phone calls or text messages, and I get it. She's busy. Doesn't normally bother me. You know, but there comes a time when you gotta get some kind of response. And she doesn't. I can text her, you know, good morning, hey, how are you and the girls doing? And, you know, the normal blah, blah, blah. Love you, have a great day. And I get nothing. I don't hear from her for days. I know she's around because my mother babysits her kids and my grandkids. And so I know that she's around. She's just either choosing not to answer my text messages or saw them and forgot. You know, but every couple of days, you know, you want to tell your kids you love them. Make sure that they are okay. And that I never get the text message back or nothing like that. So a couple of weeks ago, well, first to give a little bit of background on something. I have some, I turned almost 50 and going through menopause, and having a tough time going through menopause. Not the physical aspects of it, but the mental aspects of it. And I've had breakdowns, and so my brain doesn't function like it used to. And so the other day, I don't have a vehicle. I sold my car because I didn't ever drive it, and I was tired of paying the insurance for it. So my mom, who is a butt-in ski into everybody's life, decided that I should use my daughter's car to drive home, because she came and picked me up and decided she didn't want to take me home, which is all right. But I really didn't want to take my daughter's car, because then I got to figure out parking, and in the area that I live in, parking is not the best. It's all street parking. And so I reluctantly take my daughter's car, and I'm in the car the second day that I have it. I don't remember what exactly I was going to go do, but the door handle freaks out on me, and eventually it breaks. So I'm like, just my luck. So I let my daughter know, sorry, your door handle broke. I didn't do it on purpose. I was just opening the door and it broke. It's an old car. She doesn't take very good care of it. And, shit happens. I didn't think anything else more of it, because I know she's getting rid of the car. So it is what it is. I sold my car with a broken door handle, and it isn't a big deal. For somebody that knows anything about cars, it's a quick and easy fix, especially with the older cars. So I don't put another thought to it. And then I get a phone call that it's a couple of days past my mom's birthday. My nephew decides he wants to make a surprise visit. He wasn't able to come down for her birthday, so he wants to come down and ask if, come on over and see him and all his kids. He's got a bunch of kids. Sure, yeah, let's do that. So I come over and my niece is there, and she grew up with two brothers that were very more involved in her life than my brothers were ever involved in mine. So she's a very masculine type personality. Beautiful girl, just very masculine. And I haven't seen her in a while because she works. So I'm walking up to the house. She meets me in the sidewalk. And we were chit-chatting, and I mentioned, hey, I broke Desi's door handle in her car. And she's like, well, you're going to have to fix that before she sells it. And kind of shitty about it, And I was just like, whoa. The hell? So I'm like taken back by that. And I was like, oh, well, whatever. And how the fuck am I going to fix it? And so I just let it go. And then I go inside and everybody is chilling. My grandbabies are there. I say hi to them and notice that my oldest granddaughter, who is beautiful and developed quite early in age, and she's wearing some kind of a top that basically she should not be wearing at 12 years old. 13. She's 13 now. She should not be wearing at 13 years old. There's absolutely no reason for her to be wearing this type of top at 13. And so I was just like, whoa. You think maybe you could put a jacket on or something? And I just kind of chuckled, because I'm halfway being serious and halfway not being serious. And she's like, nope. And I said, are you sure? She's like, nope. Mom said I could wear it. All right. Well, it is what it is, I guess. And then we go to walk outside. And my daughter's sitting outside, and she says, you don't have to put anything on. I think you look beautiful just the way you are. And I am completely taken back by that comment, because not once did I say anything about how she looked. All I said was, hey, you think you could put a jacket on? And I've never told my granddaughter she's not beautiful. She is very beautiful. It's just the shirt that she was wearing is what adult women wear when they want attention. The breasts are out, the belly is showing, and it's like, you're 13. Why? You're not going partying, you're not going looking for guys, you're not, hanging out at the beach. You're And I didn't have an issue. I really don't have an issue with it. It was just the shock value. It was just, yeah, the shock value was just like, not 100% sure how to deal with it. You know, she's already got issues with body image, you know, because not all the girls her age are developing like she is. So I try not to, you know, make her think that she's not beautiful, because she is beautiful. It's just there's a time and a place for everything, you know. And I realized she was with family, but we were going to go eat as well. So, you know, if you're laying around the house and you ain't got nothing to do all day, then wear whatever you want. Shit, don't wear anything at all. But, you know, when you're out in public, there's I don't know, there's just a sense of, you don't want to draw more attention to yourself than you have to at that age. You know, you're already vulnerable, and now you're wearing stuff that's definitely going to draw attention to you. You know, and it's at 13, you don't have the brains and the thought of, you know, who gives a fuck what people think. That comes with age. That comes with, you know, dealing with that kind of crap your whole life. But then you know how to defend yourself as well. And it's sad that you have to do that, but you do. You know, reality is you do. Ladies can say, you know, I can wear what I want. And you definitely can. But you also have to know how to defend yourself in whatever you choose to wear. Whether it's, you know, a swimsuit, jogging suit, you know, whatever it is. Unfortunately. And men have to do the same thing sometimes now, you know, because of, you know, whatever, this world. So I was very offended by the comment that my daughter made. And it really bothered me, because I never questioned my granddaughter's beauty. I think she's very beautiful. A little too beautiful, unfortunately. And she just needs to dress appropriately for her age. And so I waited until my nephew got there. And my niece, she's very masculine, like I said. And she's just very in your face sometimes. And I just had had enough. Couldn't take any more of the basically verbal bullying. So I waited till my nephew got there, said hello to everybody, and then I left. I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I just grabbed my keys, grabbed my bag, and left. And about a half hour after I left was when I got my first, where are you? You didn't have to leave, you know. You could have stayed and we could have talked. This is my niece. You could have stayed and we could have talked this out like adults. Well, sometimes talking it out like adults causes hurt feelings. And the mindset that I was in, I didn't want to talk anything out with anybody. I just wanted to go home and do my own thinking. So I just left. And I thought, you know what, well, once I'm in a better frame of mind, then we can sit down and talk about it. And I knew that I had some vacation time. I actually planned on taking a week off from work so that I could spend time with the girls. My niece, she was off for a week. And my daughter, of course, she can't take that kind of time off from work, but she was going to take a day off, and we were going to go up to the mountains and, do a little girl retreat with the, just adults. The kids would stay home. So I was looking forward to that. And I thought, maybe we could just take some time then and talk about things, get things out. Well, of course, I don't hear from my daughter or my niece. And last week I sent everybody a good morning, I love you, hope you're having a great day. And you know what? That was the first time that I had spoken to her since I had walked out of the house. And so she sends me back a message, I love you too. And of course I hear nothing from my daughter. I never get a response to my messages from her, but I've kind of gotten to the point where I hope at least she's reading them. And so she knows that I do love her and I'm thinking about her. And but it would be nice to get a response, even a thumbs up. Got it. But it is what it is. And so my niece is supposed to be here in town starting yesterday. And my vacation started. Today is my third day of my vacation. And so I hear she's she's going to California. Her kid lives up there. Her brothers are there. She's going to California. And this week that I've taken off doesn't mean a fucking thing to her. Took a week off from work to spend time with her and my daughter. And she's leaving. She's gonna go spend her time up in California. So I found that out, and I was a little upset. So I had already sent everybody a text message in the morning. Good morning. Love you. Hope you're all doing good. Blah, blah, blah. I get no response from that from anybody. My sister was the only one that responded to that. Or my sister, my mother. Nothing from my daughter, nothing from my niece. And spent some time with my sister. She took me shopping. I went over to her house. And that's when I found out that my niece is going to California. So I sent her a text message after I found out, and I said, so are you going to California? And she says, yes, ma'am, I'm going to California. And I said, okay. That's basically how I responded to that. And then she sends back another message. Yeah, I'm going to California with a smiley emoji with the tears and the coming out of the eyes and the smiley face. And I was like, ah. And I just let loose. And I said, I took a whole week off of work so that I could spend time with you. And haven't heard nothing from you since you've been here. And I was on the phone on a video call with my youngest granddaughter. I said if I hadn't gotten my phone call this morning, I would have probably never even heard from you. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm fucking done with the disrespect and done with, the bull crap that you guys put me through. I just can't. I just can't do it. I just am done. Mentally I can't handle it. And I told her to just stay out of my life. And then I just blocked him off my phone. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I don't know if it was the wrong thing to do. All I know is I spend a whole lot of time worrying about what they're thinking about me and if I'm doing the right thing. And it was just my final straw yesterday. So I don't know if it was the right thing to do or not, but I did it. I guess I'll figure it out later on down the line when I hear from them. So this is over 30 minutes, so this is where I'm gonna say goodbye. And hope that y'all have a good day. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.